All right, family. Good morning. Good morning to you. As we are at the last day of February, right? The last day you can study about Black history, right? Yeah, we're going to go there today, family. Family, welcome in us who are the almost 1100 plus strong, right? We're going to keep talking about it, right? We keep talking about it. At some point, we really don't. At some point, I really won't because there's no real need to talk about it. But at the same time, it's something that we talk about because it's growth with this, y'all, right? Um, so that's why we say it. Welcoming us who are the 1100 plus strong who believe in, who love. This is also not just Black History Month, it's a month of love, right? Valentine's Day, a month. I know we do it just one day and then that's it. You know, I gave you the flowers. I gave. I gave you the steak, right? I know I'm trying not to go there too colorful, right? I gave you the steak, so on and so forth, and that's it, right? That's it. We're good, right? And then you're just going about the mundane part of your life, but family, that ain't it. That ain't it. We talking a lifetime, man, of showing love, compassion, mercy, justice to each other, right? Those who love, those who seek, you gotta look for it. It ain't just gonna slap. Some of it does, right? But a lot of it ain't gonna slap you in the face. You gotta go looking for it. Seeking, you'll find. Oh, yes. Those who hunger and thirst for that which is a different view, family, welcome in. Right? Today, this is for our Muslim brothers and sisters. We gotta say a certain thing here. Let me just look this up real quick. We know we don't really pay attention to, again, what we like to call the stepchild of the Abrahamic faiths. That's okay. Because there's still a certain, again, we are woven and connected on a certain thing, y'all, right? And these things come out over time. So it doesn't matter actually whether you believe it or not, so be it, right? It still shows itself regardless. Okay, this is for you, me, all of us. The different things in life down here, whether we agree with them or not, they have a certain smell to them, right? You know, when we talk about pheromones, Poison Ivy is one of these villains in the Batman comics that talks about these pheromones. Today's topic, part of it's just going to be shooting the bobo. Some of it's going to be around the subject. Are you free, family? Are we free? Right? It's going to be centered around different people groups of the planet. We're going to have a conversation, right? Ramadan starts today. So, you know, again, we do the thing with the Passover. Shout out to Passover to our Jewish brothers and sisters. Same thing to our Islamic brothers and sisters, right? It was really cool to Eid al-Fitr, I believe is the name of one of the Muslim Islamic festivals that happens. You learn about it when you watch Ms. Marvel, right? And I know for some people, right, the butthole's clenching a little bit. Excuse me one second while I got some tea with me, family. So we got a little time to talk. Excuse me, that might sound a little weird. That was from I got mine from Starbucks, my tea, and the lid there might have sounded a little weird, so my apologies, right? But again, we with the turtle shell thing we do, family, we got to stop doing it. I know the Ninja Turtles, I love the Ninja Turtles, right, man? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my thing, man. But the turtle shelling we do, we got to stop doing in life, right? It's time to look around at this beautiful planet and the people that are on it. We got to stop discrediting folks. I've had so many conversations over the last couple of days, y'all, talking about a lot of different things. One of them is good old, again, as we like to say, El Presidente. El Presidente Trump, right? Over a class of folks that has constructed this president thing on the in and of the United States government here on these lands of North America. I say it that way on purpose, y'all, because again, this is a thing that's transposed over the top of what was already there. That the Christian putting on a good skirt for massa, asking them, what you want me to do for you now, daddy? Going around hurting the other people groups here on these Western plains here, right? The Western Hemisphere. When you look up, what are the nations of the Western Hemisphere? We do this East-West mess too much, you know? But see, again, that's the same rap beef that was going on back in the 90s. And what did it do? It got people killed. There is no, listen, whenever you start doing this mess, the only thing that happens is death and destruction. That's it. Division, death, and destruction. Some of us like double D's, right? Shout out to the ladies who again, every chest is blessed, right? But at the end of the day, man, this idea here, right? My wife will agree and tell you the same thing. We ain't saying nothing. Four folks go sideways, okay? Every chest is blessed. That's real, y'all, right? At the same time, we ain't talking about double D's, man. We talking triple D, death, division, or maybe the other way around. Division, destruction, and death. That's all you get when we keep doing this little holy hustle that we doing out here, y'all. You know, like the hustle, like not hustling like hustling in the street. I mean, we doing that too, but no, not anymore, y'all. And it's showing itself. El Presidente wants to give $5 million to folks, to the legal immigrants now. So it's okay to, so now we're giving the money to, you still missing the point. There ain't no money coming to you. So President Biden was doing it with the illegals, setting them up with apartments and jobs and all this mess. Now you giving it to, and so instead of the visas that it was, now you got El Presidente $5 million. They playing a game with you. See, when the Bible tells you something about they will make merchandise of you because of, let me see if I can find it while we're talking here. When the Bible talks about they will make merchandise of you, man, that ain't no cap. There ain't no cap there, man. 2 Peter, bro. But there were false prophets, 2 Peter 2:1-3. There were false prophets also amongst the people while you got Franklin Graham praying for this man. I got into a conversation today about this idea where the Christian's supposed to, you ain't supposed to, let's keep it 100. We ain't out here, right? This to the Christian family now. And this would be for the Jewish, the Islamic family, whatever. You ain't supposed to be praying now, communicating with the maker about people. You are not supposed to be using that ability. You can use it if you want to. You are not supposed to be using that ability to big up, one up, say what's up to these folks that are hurting people out here. That is, when the Bible telling you praying for the government, man, let's finish this first and we'll get into that for a second. Even as there shall, for some odd reason, see again, false teachers among you. We can keep playing the holy hokey pokey, as we say on this podcast, back and forth. Oh, no, you the false teacher. No, you the false teacher. Again, all that mess leads to death and destruction, y'all, right? Who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. You can look up all those words, right? Even denying the Lord that bought them. I'm gonna try not to take up too much of y'all's time today, because again, a lot of this stuff here is it's easy. It's just you choose, right? Even denying the Lord that bought them and bring upon them swift destruction. So the Lord, so swift destruction is brought upon yourself. And that's why you see the problems that you see, right? With people car crashing, you keep driving in that snow and you ain't supposed to. It's the reason why we keep eating up all this sick food they got out here for us instead of going to the other places. You know, when they talk this mess about make whatever great again, right? You want to make it great again? Start eating in healthy places, because the healthy people was what helped make these lands healthy again, or what kept those people healthy back then. Operating off the stuff off this earth. I want to, while we're talking about this, I want to make a quick correction in speaking to, because I didn't see any comments about it or anything like that. Nobody really, but I just want to say it, okay? And talking about Wiccans, where I was talking about that whole thing of them destroying the land, not the Wiccans destroying the land. We're talking about an encouragement to those witches, Wiccans, warlocks, right? Those who watch over this land. We ain't talking this mess everybody's talking about, this whole idea of, they're evil and dark magic, black magic. We ain't talking about that, okay? We're talking about those using the energies no different than the rest of us do, because that's what magic is dealing with. We're talking about words and definitions. I'm done on the spook. I'm done on the spook of what people are doing, man. That which is in you, these energies that you transfer, helping the ground to grow, right? Helping the trees to exist, and the bushes and the shrubbery and the fruits and the vegetables that are coming from this good earth, the grass that the animals eat that we then kill, that we eat that protein and stuff for our health and nourishment, right, y'all? Okay, the circle of life, as it said. Shout out to Elton John, by the way, for making that beautiful song from people who have a problem with homosexual folks. Okay, there are certain ones of these things that the pattern just keeps coming back to: death, division, and destruction. You either want to come away from that or you don't. This is why we say on this podcast, people are okay staying right up next to Massa. They don't want to go no further. Okay, that's just what it is. Right? And many, this is verse 2 now in 2 Peter chapter 2, many shall follow their Copernicus ways. Or Copernicus, Copernicus. I'm saying it's Copernicus ways. Right? By reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. So when you tell them the real about it, they're going to tell you wrong. And through covetousness, all of this is open through greed, y'all. That's why you see what you're seeing. Because of greed. And you tell me I'm supposed to be praying for this mess? Never mind. Covetousness shall they with feigned words. Fake ass words. Right? You capping out here. Every time you get in these conversations about how people of belief supposed to operate with this government, the first thing you start hearing is this praying mess. This praying mess. No action. Christ was full of action. Words to speak against the Sanhedrin. The scribes and the scribes. Y'all over them scriptures. Ignoring the power thereof. It's a form of godliness y'all looking at, family. It's not the real. Talk that mess about what was going on over in the West when the people from the East, with their twisted version of Christianity, came here and they hurt and corrupted the people already here on these lands. That we still want to do this weird, again, holy hokey pokey, the traditionalist two-step, like folks weren't living here on these lands. They were here. And they were very much so native to these lands. The Arawak brother and sister, the Taino, Inaiti, and Bertiqua. Like where you get, Borican, where you get Boricua from, right? The Boricua people. No, but you don't talk like that no more. You talk like Massa wants you to speak. So you call them Puerto Ricans. And Haitians. That's what you do. Through covetousness, with feigned words, they will make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. We mean no harm to nobody, y'all, but like we've already told you, right? This is an old episode that you can go look. There are already pre-woven consequences and rewards for the stuff we do down here. You have a problem with that, you take it up with the maker, not me. And not other people who are telling you this. Right? So Mr. Trump wants to give $5 million to folks, so be it, right? You folks want to make excuses on why to work and how to help the economy. Again, we're doing massive mathematics, right? You want to do that, so be it, right? I have no ill will to nobody with this, but we just saying, hey, we good over here with that, right? In looking at another episode here of Ann with the E, again, we're just hitting these things and then we'll go about our day. The next episode after the one with the sexual abuse, not really rape. I want to make that distinction. Rape dealing with actual, like the act of sex, like the penetrative part. We're not, and this is not to cause a trigger. Sometimes I like using rape as a word because, again, you're taking away from someone. You take their innocence away when you do that stuff. You know, like the white man buck breaking black men. You look up the term buck breaking. You thought because you could take the biggest, baddest African dark-skinned brother there and rape them, that made you better than them? That affirmed your belief that you was better than them? The Christian won't sit here and talk that down. They won't talk, no. We got to pray for our government. You want to pray on the people praying on you? See, that's not what God is talking about, man. No. You want to talk about the part where you pray. Let's just bring that up for a minute. Because again, these are these things here, right? These are the things where we go, it's the same thing with pray for your enemies, man, and people who despitefully use you. We just go too far in the thought, man. Listen, we mean no harm to nobody, but you're not going to come and hurt me. I'm not letting a wolf in my door to eat, but still a wolf out there, though. Never mind. How did we miss that part of it, man? Oh, wow. But we skip over to pray one for another, though. Submit yourself one to another. All of that. We got so much talk around. See, again, over time, family, this is how I found out that a lot of mess that's going on is just that. It's a lot of mess. Again, as King Solomon said, there's a lot of vanity going on, y'all. All of this is vanity. Let's see. Let's see if we can, let's just go down the list here. Again, these are things you just ask your phone, man. Don't be scared to look at the truth, man. No. Lord help folk. Don't be scared. We're gonna go over a lot of these. So let's see. Romans 13, Timothy 2, 1 Peter 2. So let's go backwards here since we just did one in 2 Peter. Let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to just bring up these things here. Powerful thing here. Talking about, again, the chief cornerstone. Again, that's just reiterating the rejection of the chief cornerstone. All right, so 13. Again, these are the things they brainwash you here, so that you stay in subjection to people hurting you. That is not what Christ did. But let's just keep going with it. This is 1 Peter 2:12. We'll start there. Having your conversation honest. Ain't nobody honest with folks today. You cape for massa. Honest, this is the part people don't want to accept. Most of the time when you get on this kind of conversation, you got like, you always hear a lot of that because people are trying to find the best way to be able to stay right close to massa, man. I ain't a good house Negro, okay? I'm not a good bought Negro. We done on that, man. We the ones out here in the field, okay? Never mind, man. Never mind. No, God saved me from being out in the field with all of this foolishness. And it's about setting other people free at this point, y'all. This is something they killed Christ for. This is something that they beheaded John the Baptist for. But John the Baptist was a dude, he was different than everybody out there. This man was living out in the desert, just doing things different than folks. Never mind. Among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, that they may by your good works, which they behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. We talking about there's a difference here. No, I'm not acting like you fools. We ain't praying. Listen. When I say fools, family, please let the defenses drop. We talking about operating in tricks, lies, and deceit. That's what fool means. As a verb, that's what the word means. I'm not out there with the folks that are dealing in tricks, lies, and deceit. I'm done on that. When they talk about the white man is the devil, by the way, we won't put qualifying on this one, right? When we talking about adversary, because that's what devil means, an adversary, right? Or adversary, right? When we talking about the white man is the devil, we're not talking about them all. We're talking about anybody who subscribes to that kind of thinking and anybody who sits there and is doing these kind of harmful things to humans. That's the people who are operating in the devil-like mentality. But guess what? Guess what about adversary that is very real here, y'all? That thing goes not just to the so-called white man. That thing would go to our black brothers and sisters who sold us in slavery. It would be to the division in which our other brown folks live in with each other. Nobody is better than the other. We're on a team. It's time to wash ourselves of that poison that was put on us or that was partly already in us. And you go on in peace. This ain't no waiting for no great reset, rapture, none of that. We're talking about right here, right now. And the penalty that we incur for not doing that right here and right now. That they may glorify God from your good works. Submit yourself to every ordinance of man. Now understand, we talk in context, right? This is what the Christian wants to come to me, talk to me about context. Okay? And this is not at nobody. I'm trying to lay the groundwork here and an understanding here for people who want to see this different view. If you don't, that's all right. Okay? Submit yourself to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake. So when you submitting yourself, that thing better come back to the Lord's sake. If it ain't got nothing to do with the Lord's sake, God's sake, the maker of this planet that's got people living and moving and breathing and having they being, I don't know what y'all talking about then. Why would you pray for that? Whether it be to the king as supreme or to governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers. So when homeboy, right, we talking you voted in a felon. See, we keep playing this game. No, that's not what he did. It was this, it was that. Listen, you voted in a felon. See, when we talk about, I was talking this last night with my wife, watching how the justice system operated toward our native brothers and sisters with this sick mess that they keep calling boarding schools when they were in actuality concentration camps. Same concentration camps used then in the 1940s with our Israeli brothers and sisters. Same kind of thing, right? Or maybe it's not. So the government over there in Germany doing the same garbage that they admit they got from the U.S., which again is only Europe 2.0. People are not making some connections here. That's okay. We can keep calling it conspiracy. That's okay. Because again, the actions and reactions are still the same, you see. That's how you know it connects. The same human sickness of enslaving people then was going on before that. And was going on before that. Because the same sickness remains, whether you're talking AD 100, for all the Bible folks there thinking all this thing is just holy and nothing's going on, because clearly it was through history, or for the Bible folks today in 2025, the same thing. We do this east-west separation. Listen, the same garbage was going on in the east, then came over to these lands in the Americas. We're talking, what are the nations of the Eastern Hemisphere? The East, right? What are those nations? Just look it up on your computer phone. Verse 14 here, or in 1 Peter chapter 2, or unto governors as they've been sent for punishment of the evildoer, which again, the justice system, which is what I was saying about with me and my wife. The justice system, ain't nothing just in the justice system is for just them, just us, them. Just like the we the people in the Constitution that everybody keep going back and forth on, like that is a setup for them, not you. Clearly, because you had the slave there. They wasn't giving them no rights, were they? When they freed them in this emancipation mess that we do this whole dance every February 12th with Lincoln. The man wanted to cart him back to Africa, and every black person ain't from Africa. But we keep playing that game. There was people groups already living there. Columbus went, you read Columbus's journals. He took people from the islands. Black folks was there. Africa. There was dark-skinned people there. But we can keep playing, listen, we can keep playing the historical hokey pokey with that. That's fine. And for praise of them that do well. Where's the praise for folks that clearly he can give you $5 million for the legal immigrants. We keep playing that back and forth between illegal and legal. But I'll leave that part alone. For so is the will of God. It's the will of God that the governments be punishing the evildoers, and they're not. They allow them to roam free. Somebody rapes a woman, they're allowed to come back out and roam free. Extortion, these people are allowed to roam free. There's just a thing I saw on Vince McMahon. This man is going to wind up having his charges dropped and all that mess he was doing to these people. You can look it up. This is sick, y'all. This is what we're doing. What is the answer to this madness as we come here and just end again? I just wanted to get on here and just have a little conversation and just oh man, this just to have a little conversation, man. I Lord help us, man. Lord help us, man. Ephesians 6, since we like going back to Ephesians 6 so much. We forget the part, again, we good on verses 6. We've said this before. We good on verses Ephesians 6, 2 and 1. We good on talking about that parent, man. And 3, that it may be well with you. You know, we get, you know, we go around, run around the church. Talking about worship. Again, worship just means expression. We good on running around the church and all this kind of stuff. Again, y'all don't believe me? Hey, we not making up nothing here, man. I got no more time to make up nothing. What? I've wasted my time making up stuff, man. We're not. The definition of the word worship. You can look at it in the Greek. You can look at it in the Hebrew. Again, the feeling or expression of reverence or adoration for a deity. Expression and reverence. A lot of things that are missing here. Clearly, you can see it in the people who are made by the maker. So you got a problem with it. Again, Paul was asked by God, why are you doing it? Why do you persecute me? Never mind. We cool with it. Again, a lot of this is just bias that we do. This is always this conversation in church circles here. What worship is the OG worship? Man, what? Never mind. It's cool. It's cool. We can keep doing the dance. The devil at your door. Again, the adversary of the brethren at your door, knocking it down. You sitting there worried about that? It's cool. Ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. Bring them up in the nurture and admonition. You look up them 2 words, man. For the folks out there think we're masculine, we define what boy and girl is. Because we still ain't got over that. Father's supposed to be nurturing. You tell me what that's like. So, no, well, you know how you nurture it. Yeah, I know. Scroll a little bit further down, man. What is this? This is the question that I put down, man. This is the question I put down. What do you do against all of this mess? What do you do, man? For we wrestle not, right? This is verse 12 and 6. We wrestle not. This is in the mind. This is what's in the mind of people. You ain't fighting, folks. It's what's in their mind. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, right? We're just gonna keep it. We're not making it spooky. We're talking about what's in your mind. You're reacting to those things, what you believe in your mind, right? Wherefore take the whole, what is this whole armor of God they keep talking about? Okay. So that you be able to withstand in the evil day, right? And having done all to stand. So how do you, again, what is the answer to all this madness? You keep taking a stand against such actions and mess out here. Stand therefore, verse 13. So having done all to stand with this armor of God, your loins girt about with truth. Go back into history, start looking at this thing, man. Start looking at the truth of a thing. This is the armor, by the way. Again, all you got is confusion, war, foolishness, right? Tricks, lies, and deceit. This is all you got going on. So how do you stand against that? And those things are affecting people's lives, clearly. They're okay giving money to everybody else, not you. You won't get nowhere close to $1 million, and much less 5. Your loins girt about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness. Start looking at the word righteousness. Start breaking it down. We're talking about causing no harm to people, upstanding. Your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Man, never mind. We gonna leave it there, family. Again, we just wanted to get on for a second. We want to talk about some of these things. I'm going to keep looking at this. We're going to keep looking at some of these developments here. There was a thing happened in January. It was a school shooting out in Nashville, Tennessee, man. And the record that you hear, right? Shout out to the or I should say, grace and peace, wholeness to the family who lost a daughter there in that horrible shooting. In the article that you read, they didn't have. Let me see if I still have it here as we as we close here. Let me just see if I got it real quick. There's a whole TikTok video I saw earlier, man. That thing broke my heart, man. Broke my heart. I'm trying to figure out where we going with it, family. I'm trying to figure out where we going with this, y'all, because man, all this is doing is causing a lot of needless death, harm, and division. I don't know if I have it here. I was trying to look through one of my social medias to find it. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. It's still saved under my search here. January 23rd. This is basically a month ago, but I just found out about it today, so we're talking about it, right? One student killed while this was partially live streamed. This is something you can find on NBC News. The headline reads, "Student who killed one in Nashville school partially live streamed the shooting." Right? This happened over Antioch High School, right? Nashville, Tennessee. 17-year-old kid, a black kid. You talking about 17-year-old, right? There's this thing out there in the circles that there's poison in the mind of people. And I truly believe it. And the poison in the mind of people is in an age that's right around like 17 to 35. And most of the time when you read a lot of these things that's going on in life, it's happening to folks in this age range. Listen to the name. Let's listen to the number before we start hopping on the kid train, right? And how horrible these kids are. 17 to 35. And a lot of people don't have themselves around life and wholeness enough to get rid of that poison that's in their mind so that they're not taking the weapon of defense and hurting innocent people with it. Again, shout out prayers to the family that lost their daughter in this mess. You know, so much so that somebody had the boldness to talk about it. There's videos of it talking about it on TikTok that where it affected them personally. Our kids are exposed to the sickness that the man brought to these lands, killing our native brothers and sisters in boarding schools, killing the black man working in fields with them, killing our Hispanic, Latin brothers and sisters working in the fields for them, killing our West Indies brothers and sisters working in the fields for them. You got to have a certain different type of mindset at this point. And we're not talking violence. We're talking doing it the opposite, the way they did it. All right. That's where we're going to leave it today, family. That's where we're going to leave it today, man. Look out for each other. Lord, I can't say it enough, man. Look out for each other, right? Just talking about some different things in life. We'll keep our eyes on certain ones of these articles as we go forward. As a result of watching this thing with Ann with the E, man, as we're looking at this new episode here where they entrap this young native girl in a boarding school. Lord, it's horrible, man. Using the government to stop the family from getting their kids back. You want to pray for that government, y'all? We'll leave the other verses alone, man, because we just solidify the point that we ain't about nothing. It ain't about life and godliness over here. That's how this works, right? It's time to start leaving people alone and start pushing toward the things that deal in life and godliness. Yeah, that's where we're gonna stop it today, family. All right, we're gonna stop it there today. Thank y'all for walking this road here with me. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.